Hello, my name is Fiona, and I am a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the English to Speakers of Other Languages test? This is test number 5362. Praxis 5362 is an ESL exam and it covers several subtopics. This worked solution set covers the subtopic of planning and implementing instruction. Let's review some of the types of questions you may encounter on the exam. Let's jump right in. Use the following classroom scenario and image to answer the question. A second grade class is studying frogs and toads during a new thematic reading unit. Before beginning instruction, the teacher shows two posters with examples of each animal shown in large photographs. Then the teacher activates their prior knowledge by asking them to discuss with each other what they already know about frogs and toads. Next, the teacher introduces and defines new vocabulary words they will discover during reading. Then, they read separate selections about each topic together as a class. After reading and discussing the material, the teacher assigns them to work together in pairs to fill out the following Venn diagram graphic organizer. Information about toads only. This would be placed in the part of the diagram specific to toads, outside the intersection. So that is not correct. Now to the bottom, information about frogs only. For the same reason, this would be placed in the part of the diagram specific to frogs outside of the intersection again, so that's not correct. Information about the ways frogs and toads are different. Differences would be placed in the non-overlapping parts of the circle and not the intersection, so we can eliminate that as well. Information about the ways frogs and toads are similar. The intersection of a Venn diagram is used to show commonalities between the two subjects being compared. Therefore, the center will contain information about the characteristics that frogs and toads share. Therefore, that is the correct answer. Ms. DeNovo, a fourth grade teacher in a Florida elementary school, is excited about introducing her class to an upcoming unit on local wildlife. With a diverse classroom that includes English language learner students, she aims to blend English language development with engaging science content. Ms. DeNovo plans a variety of activities such as reading animal descriptions, watching educational videos, and participating in group discussions on Florida's unique ecosystems. For a hands-on activity, she introduces flashcards featuring animals with pictures and names on the front and interesting facts on the back. Additionally, she arranges for a guest speaker from a local wildlife sanctuary to provide first-hand insights into wildlife conservation. Ms. DeNovo's goal is to foster an inclusive learning environment that supports language acquisition while sparking curiosity about the natural world. Which of the following is the primary intention behind including videos in Ms. DeNovo's lesson plan? Provide context and visual support to aid language comprehension, improve students' understanding of complex scientific theories, teach advanced technical writing structures for scientific texts, or enhance students' abilities to compose essays with the relevant academic language. Starting there. While videos can support this, the primary goal in this context is to aid comprehension and support language acquisition, so we can cross that out. Teach advanced technical writing structures for scientific texts. The videos are more likely used to aid comprehension, not to teach advanced writing skills. So this is incorrect as well. Improve students' understanding of complex scientific theories. This is not the primary focus for fourth grade students, especially in a unit on local wildlife. So we can cross that out as well. Provide context and visual support to aid language comprehension. Videos can help ELL students understand and retain information by providing visual and auditory context, making it easier to comprehend and learn new vocabulary related to the local wildlife. Thus, this is the correct answer. Problem number 3. The scenario is identical to the one in problem number 2, but the question here is different. The question for problem number 3 is, which of the following instructional strategies best describes Ms. DeNovo's integration of English language learning with science content? Social emotional learning, phonics-based reading approach, content-based instruction, or bilingual education model. Beginning there. Bilingual education model involves instruction in 2 languages, which is not explicitly described in this scenario. The focus here is on integrating English language development with science content. So we can cross that out. Now to social emotional learning. This focuses on developing social and emotional skills, not specifically integrating language and content learning. So that is not correct. Phonics-based reading approach focuses on teaching reading through phonics, which is not the primary focus of Ms. DeNovo's integrated science and language lessons. So we can eliminate that as well. Content-based instruction. This strategy involves teaching English language skills through subject matter content. Ms. DeNovo blends language development with engaging science activities, such as reading animal descriptions and watching educational videos, to help ELL students learn English while exploring local wildlife. Therefore, this is the correct answer. Problem number 4. A 4th grade teacher is getting a new student. The student has moved to the United States from Eastern Europe and has been designated as an SIFE. The initial assessment of the student shows that they can read at a 2nd grade level in their native language and know a few phrases of English. They can add and subtract multi-digit numbers, but do not yet know how to multiply or divide. The classroom teacher sets up a meeting with the MLL teacher to create a learning sequence to support the new student. Which of the following is the most important attribute of this SIFE that the teacher should take into account as they are planning a learning sequence for them? The student is from Eastern Europe. While cultural background is important, the key focus should be on educational needs rather than geographic origin, so we can eliminate that. The student has traveled from another country to enter the United States. The experience of moving is significant, but not as directly impactful on their learning sequence as the interruption in education. So that is incorrect as well. To the bottom now. The student will be placed in a 4th grade classroom. This is a logistical detail, but understanding and addressing the educational interruptions are more critical for planning effective instruction. So we can cross that out as well. The student's formal education was interrupted in their home country. This is crucial because it directly affects the student's academic foundation and learning needs. Understanding the gaps in their education will help the teacher tailor the learning sequence to bridge those gaps and provide appropriate support. So this is the correct answer. I certainly hope I was able to clarify this ESL subtopic of planning and implementing instruction so that you now have a better understanding of the types of questions you can expect to find on the exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.